This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Friday and the weekend with the Morning Sprint. Sydney Charles has details on who's expected to testify in an upcoming UFO House hearing. Cheers to Christmas in July. Allison Martinez celebrating with a local brewery. And we'll have temperatures nearing 100 degrees today. Mark has your forecast just ahead. But let's get right to some breaking news. Singer Tony Bennett has died at the age of 96. Bennett was devoted to classic American songs and had a knack for creating new standards, such as I Left My Heart in San Francisco. He was just 2 weeks shy of his 97th birthday.
What a legacy he's left behind. All right, First Alert Weather, and that First Alert Weather app is free and available, and it'll give you the lowdown on the temperatures and how long they're going to last. I'm going to tell you right now, 68 currently as you're heading out in the West Plains, 56 Deer Park, Coeur d'Alene, comfortable 66. Winds are not going to play a huge part in our forecast today, but we will see them gustier than yesterday, and we're expecting temperatures to climb again to near 100 degrees. We're going to see that all over the inland Northwest, so be prepared for the heat.
Because of the extreme heat, the city of Spokane is opening its cooling centers through Sunday. 6 Spokane library locations provide us cool space, water fountains, and free Wi-Fi. The Trent Resource and Assistance Center has food and water for people during heat waves, and STA buses will offer free rides to and from those cooling centers if you cannot pay the fare. Temperatures are rising, and so is the water usage in Coeur d'Alene. The city is using so much water, officials are considering a conservation ordinance that would restrict when a person can water their lawn. The city pumped more than 780 million gallons of water this past June. That's 350 more than last June. The director of the Coeur d'Alene Water Department said to conserve water, residents should refrain from watering lawns between noon and 6 because that's when it's the hottest. This morning, a North Idaho judge will sentence 5 members of a hate group. A jury found the Patriot Front members guilty of criminal conspiracy to riot. Police stopped a U-Haul with 31 men inside last year. They were wearing face masks and carrying homemade shields. 2 of the men on trial said they were headed to the Coeur d'Alene Pride Parade to peacefully protest.
The quest to find out whether we are alone in the universe. This morning, lawmakers are preparing to look into claims of a cover-up within the government when it comes to UFOs. Congressman Tim Burchett says at a hearing next week, lawmakers will hear testimony from David Grush. He's an Air Force veteran who claims the government has a taxpayer-funded program that recovers and stores crashed alien spacecraft. Lawmakers will also hear from David Fravor, a retired Navy commander who recorded a video in 2014 showing a tic-tac-shaped object flying over the Pacific. The Pentagon has yet to comment on this hearing.
A home burned down in the city of Malden yesterday afternoon. Fire officials don't yet know what caused that fire. Firefighters worked into the evening to put it out and say dry, hot conditions make the firefight even more of a challenge. Whitman County's fire chief says during this hot, dry weather, keep in mind any burn bans in place in your area. The Geiger Corrections Facility could be retiring if voters say yes to 2 new jail facilities in November. 2 county commissioners wanted to see the vote deferred to next year, citing the need for more community input and more details as to where the rest of the money will be spent. If passed, the measure would generate $1.7 billion in revenue over the course of 30 years. The main jail is overcrowded, and we're told the corrections staff can't do their job safely because of it. The proposal would use about half of the $1.7 billion to add the 2 new facilities. You can find more details about the jail tax vote on KXLY.com.
If you're looking for a way to beat the heat and have fun with family and friends tomorrow, come to No Lie Brew House, where Christmas in July will be kicking off at 11 a.m. This event will last until 3 p.m. There will be new beers and merchandise that will be passed out, and it's just going to be a great opportunity to have fun.
The sounds of construction continue to ripple along Freya Street. Crews are working to repair multiple breaks to a water main that burst last Wednesday. We have learned there are additional breaks to other water lines in the area, extending the project even further. Some homes along the street are still waiting to receive sanitation services since this project began, a problem the city says it is looking into. The city says its goal is to have the road back open possibly by mid to late next week. We will be back with a final check of your weather heading into a toasty weekend right after this.